something that I've noticed, one of these like signs of the times, I don't know if you'd call it this, but it's something very significant, is that people now are being forced to wear masks in order to go out into public and to interact with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Things like this, I mean, it's becoming so, let's say, overt, the things that were once, metaphorical, that we wear masks in public and with one another. I mean, what would you say about these sorts of things?
Well, I think what you said is sufficient in a way. I think that the mask has two sides to it. One is that it's very much like the Jains, who wear masks in order not either to inadvertently breathe in some bug that's flying around and killing it because they're nonviolent, and not wanting to contaminate if they did have any germs. So this is actually an ancient tradition, and you have surgeons wearing masks, right, for the same idea. So in a way, it is spiritualizing people to have that kind of a forced purity in their way of relating. If you want to be a fundamentalist Jain about it. But on the other hand, as you say, the ego is a mask. And people have been wearing them for a long time and not being in naked awareness. And this at least is a recognition at a very palpable physical level that the social order demands that we wear a false identity that acquiesces with the rules of society. But usually it's more subtly done, and now because we're in a state of exception and the governing authority wants to impress upon people their powerlessness and their enslavement to an absurd system of rules that actually has no real scientific basis for it, is having a huge effect upon the human spirit. And I think it is breaking a lot of the given assumptions of capitalism in the past, that people would have autonomy and free will and the ability to wear what they want and to appear in whatever ways and associate freely and assemble freely. So all of that is being taken away, and I think that it's deliberately ripping away the mask of the ego's sense of complacency that it is in control of its environment, because every day the rules change. One day you have to wear the mask, the next day you don't, and one day you can travel, and the next day you don't, and you can travel from certain places but not from others, and to certain but not, and none of it really makes sense if you analyze it. So it's the arbitrariness of the situation in which everyone is under the control of some power that has not been legislated or given any other legitimacy of authority, and yet is able to control the entire population by force, is, I think, producing a cognitive dissonance that is actually awakening people and creating growth. Of course, in some, and in others, just fury and resistance, or hopelessness and despair and all of that. So everyone is reacting differently, but everyone is being moved out of their comfort zone into another state of consciousness that is groundless and unknown and uncertain. And I think it's that uncertainty that is opening the potentiality for actual spiritual transformation and liberation, even though I don't think that's the intention of the authorities that are doing this. But I actually think that this is bringing the potentiality for a higher level of human consciousness to emerge in the chaos that is ensuing, and allowing the emergence of a new order of a higher consciousness at a global level, because this is a planet-wide situation that never before would have been possible. So it's actually a tremendous blessing if we know how to respond to it without falling into one of those negative reactivities. Okay, but thank you for bringing that up. And if you have anything else you want to add to that of your own insights or anyone else about the significance for you or for the world of these rules like masks, please feel free. Okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.